Welcome back to Lost Legacies.
A Hidden City Book Company production.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Sam.
And I'm Dad.
We're joined by Dad this month.
Yay!
Hello.
All month, Dad's gonna be here?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah.
All month.
Speaking of which, next week, I'm not sure if we're going to have an episode, just scheduling wise. Sam's got some stuff. It might just be Dad and I. Who knows? We might just take the week off. We'll find out. So we're going to play next week by ear.
Okay.
But, yeah. So as for today, Dad, it's been a whole month since you've been on the show. What's new?
Oh, gosh. Okay. Spurs are in the playoffs.
Woohoo!
So we got that going. Game 6 tonight here at home.
Yep. They got to win.
They got to win. It's a must. It's a must.
Yeah.
So let's see. We got that going on. Just, family stuff, churchy stuff, and
Nice.
enjoying life.
Nice. Sam, what about you? I mean, it hasn't been a full month since we talked, but
No, it has. It's because that's how professional we are. We certainly don't record episodes days before they're supposed to drop.
Uh-huh.
No, it's good. Let me see. I don't think I've really seen anything like super exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything movie news, music news, theater news, anything happened this last week? Anything worth talking about?
Anything worth talking about? Well, today, I mean, this is bad, but we just found out that the guy who made the Book of Life movie, not Coco, but the other, Book of Life. He's sold out, and he's now joining Amazon in their like AI animation division. Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a blow.
That
You hate to
sucks.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will be watching Book of Life at some point this year, probably around, Day of the Dead, but
Will we?
yeah, I definitely want to check it out. But yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like real movie news in regards to real movies.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting because I've been reading. I got this new comic book series
Oh yeah.
called Blit Map. It's kind of dark. I got something in my eye. I don't know.
No.
It's the Book of Life guy. He heard what I said. Put a hex on me.
Yeah. Put it in front of your face. Ooh.
There
Okay.
you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a dark cover, dark
Yeah.
purple. But I was told that it was like a solar punk comic, which it's not. It's kind of mixed. Or when I say mixed, it's like it's there's a lot going on. There's several different ideas happening, concepts happening.
Sure.
But it's really cool. Independent studio. I think they're called Sup Inc.
Sup.
Sup. Yeah. And there's a couple other like companies and artists who work on it, but what's really cool about this is that each cover is essentially personalized to you. So we'll look at this first cover right here. Right? I'll show it again. It has the different markings, which is this one means it's Cece. This is the character of Cece.
Okay.
It says ampersound. What's ampersound? Oh, that means she has the headset.
Okay.
And then it has key, which is the type of screen she has on her helmet.
Okay.
Voyager scarf means she has a scarf. So there's all these little things.
Interesting.
Yeah, so basically they say it's generative covers. So essentially they get their artists to come up with all the different elements. So when you go buy one of these, it takes all of those assets and it generates one that hasn't been made before. So I'm the only person who owns this cover.
Okay.
That's kind of
Interesting.
cool. And
Yeah.
then you could there's a QR code on it. You scan it. There's like a giant code you put in, and there's like
Hmm.
these four magic words you have to put in online, and you essentially activate it so their website you can see it pop up. So you see all the other versions of the covers people have received.
That's
I'm like, wow,
fascinating.
this is really cool.
Now,
So,
now, 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 back up for just a second.
uh
When
huh,
you say when you say they generate the
uh huh.
cover, what do you mean by that?
Well, like I said, the artists come up with all these assets.
Yeah.
They just put it into the system, and then once I guess the check clears, it makes the cover.
Okay.
So like this
Okay.
cover alone is a mix of one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, at least 10 different assets.
Oh, interesting. So they're essentially like piecemealing this cover together.
It's kind of like what we want generative AI to be,
Yeah.
except it's not really stealing anything. It's
Yeah.
all their own assets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. And even like this one looks completely different than all the others because it's the style.
I'll take your word for it because
Oh, you didn't see
because
it?
it keeps blipping out. It's the green screen. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
green. It's
I
kind of
got
green.
like
It
the
also has like
burger
a
and like the
it has like
pizza on it.
a shine to it, which the other ones don't. So
Okay.
even that is like the art style, you know?
Mm,
And then
mm,
yeah, like the burger, the pizzas, the backgrounds change.
hmm.
So just looking on the website, like, man, this is really rad. There's
Dad,
so
what
many
were you
different
saying?
ones. You're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. So you buy this off the web, right?
Hmm.
Oh,
And it's in the
I
trash.
want
I don't want to
one.
get it. I don't want to reach for it because it's in the trash. But they each come in like a foil sleeve, kind of like a Pokemon card.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's in there until you open it. And I was like, man, that's really cool. I wish this was in comic stores. And this comic was a couple years old at this point,
Yeah.
maybe 2023. But yeah, I wish more people talked about it. But this company, Sup Inc., they made like a card game that's in the story that
Ooh.
you could actually play.
Oh, I
I've
like
just been
that.
talking about the cover so much. Essentially, it's like this kind of futuristic world where a spaceship crashes, and throughout time, whoever's living there, the society of people, they use the technology from the crashed ship to kind of advance their civilization. So
Mm.
it's this
Okay, okay.
futuristic solar punk,
Hmm.
almost like a utopia type world built off the skeleton of this dead spaceship.
Yeah.
And there's the Blitz, which are these people. They essentially they kind of believe in like uniformity and like community all
Okay.
working for one. So they wear these helmets to kind of just like, in a way it's almost like it's not about the one, so you kind of hide your face. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, okay, that's cool.
Hmm.
I can
And
see
then you
that. Yeah.
have the logos.
Ooh.
Pull it back.
There you go. There you go. Oh, okay. Kind of
Hmm.
knightly looking.
Yeah, they basically scour the planet looking for ancient stuff from the planet. And so like a knight's armor. So they're wearing like Nike hoodies, shoes,
Hmm.
but then they have like a knight's helmet on. And then they kind of have like the whatever the samurais wear on their legs, like the kind of padding. And
Oh,
I'm
okay,
like,
okay.
dude, like this is so cool.
That's
I'm like,
awesome. Hmm.
yeah. So I guess that's what this podcast is about, promoting this comic. But yeah, it's called Blip Map. Everyone check it out. It's Sup Inc. And it's really rad. It's really cool.
We're not sponsored, but we will be. We would like to be.
Yeah, we would like to be. Send us some
Yeah.
free comics. So yeah, it's only 6 issues. I really wish there were more. And so I'm taking my time. I'm only reading one a day because
Oh.
once it's over, it's over. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fun. And that kind of sent me on this whole spiral into like indie comics and writing comics, and I'm finding like different like um not that I didn't know this was a thing, but I'm kind of surprised that how many indie superhero comics there are that
Hmm.
are actually kind of cool. I was like, dang. All
Yeah.
right. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Support local comics, indie comics, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
So that's
Yeah.
what I've been doing for the past week, Sam. Since we didn't have a movie to watch this week, that's all I've been doing. Indie
Oh, okay.
comics. Yeah.
Wow, what a
Yeah.
pivot.
I know. The podcast is changing, guys.
We're no longer talking about movies. We're only doing
Hmm.
indie comics.
Hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, let's
But
talk
yeah.
conventions then. Didn't we
Oh.
meet at that convention that comic book convention we went to? We
Yeah.
met a
Which one did
couple
we
of
go to? Was that
uh well, we went to like one in town, right?
yeah.
yeah, the one with
Um
Dad. We went with Dad. What was that? Like
that wasn't that one just called Superhero Con?
it might have been.
I think it was because it was at like the SBC center,
Mm-hmm.
not like but
Yeah.
like right next to it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was just called Superhero Con.
Okay.
Um
That was fun.
yeah, yeah, that was really fun. Yeah. Yeah, saw, Artist Alley, saw a lot of, locals, and local, not just in San Antonio, but like through like Texas as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
We
I
saw
had fun.
we saw Peter Weller, RoboCop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was there. So yeah, that was cool. I want to go to more cons, but they're so expensive.
They
And that's
are.
just to get into the door, like
Yeah.
man.
and that
Uh,
was here in town. We
yeah.
didn't have to, get on the highway or anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
yeah,
would
it's
have
pretty
been
close.
tough if we had to go out of town.
Yeah, like some people who like the actual vendors and stuff who work these events,
Oh yeah.
it's one you got to pay to get in, and then you got to pay all the transporting cost of your stuff, your gear. I'm
Hmm.
like, it's crazy,
Now
and
it
you
depends because
hope you make a
sometimes
profit.
yeah, yeah, hopefully. I know I do know that like uh especially for like semi larger creators, not like the like huge ones,
Hmm.
who like are named in the industry or something, but like people that have had like a moderate success, like occasionally the cons or the conventions will reach out to them and say like, hey, like, would you like to come down, all this stuff, and
Mm,
then it's kind of like, okay, well, do I still have to pay to get in? Do I still have to like,
yeah.
like you're
Mhm.
inviting me here, so like why are you inviting me here? Is it
What are
just
the
because of the recognition
specifics?
or yeah. Yeah, so,
We
you know.
have what's the one you went to twice, maybe? The what is it? Like the artist con or
Oh, did I go twice?
what is it called?
Isn't it is Casa,
Yeah, what
right?
does it stand for?
Comic Artists San Antonio.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Um, did I go twice? I think
I
I
don't
did.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. Feels like I did. Uh yeah, yeah. Casa's good. There's also Mex Americon up in Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that
then we
one's
went
good.
to what was it? Latino Con
I think so,
in
yeah. It was
Dallas?
Latino
In
Con in
Dallas.
Dallas.
And it's kind of cool because once you start going to these, you start recognizing the people who hit the whole circuit, you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
I recognize some people from Dallas. Uh and then you recognize some people from Austin, you know?
Hmm.
So yeah. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hmm. So now that we're talking about comics, Sam,
Okay.
out of the panel here, out of the three of us,
Uh-huh.
if we were to average it out, we have essentially made one successful comic book.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, you're right about that.
Sam, as being the only one who actually worked on said successful comic book,
Hmm. Hmm.
do you have any advice for anyone trying to embark onto this journey of comic book writing and creating for the first time? Any advice
Hmm.
now that you've been through that process yourself?
Hmm. I would
For the
say.
record, listeners, I didn't. We had no idea what we are talking about for this episode, so Sam's on the spot here.
Yeah, yeah, this is fully on the spot. But it is interesting because I have been thinking about it because we've been talking off pod about comics and
Hmm.
Mickey and I, friend of the show, Mickey, we've been talking about comics a lot. Um, yeah, let's see. The best advice I can give is to finish your comic. Like, finish writing it, finish sketching it, finish putting it together, and then go off and do the fundraising, then go off and do, the like, hey, we made a comic and we're putting it out there now. um and I didn't know that. None of us really knew that when we were doing our comic, Cat Squad. um because there's not, it's an interesting thing that I feel like is sort of within any sort of like subset of art. There's not, there's a lot of like stories about, oh, how I did it, how I got started, how I did this, how I did that. So there's no one real true way to do it.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of ways to do it wrong, or to do it badly, or for it to not go the way that you think it's going to go.
Hmm.
So, and like, because we had never made it, we're like, well, we don't necessarily know how it works. So, we wrote it, started sketching it out, started, storyboarding it. And then it was like, okay, well, now we ask people for the money so that we can finish it and then get it out there. And that is kind of what I noticed the second time when we were doing it for the full graphic novel. That's what I noticed talking to a lot of different comic authors and artists, who do this for a living, who do this through Kickstarter. Like,
Hmm.
they're constantly, like, almost every other month, or like multiple times a year, doing a Kickstarter to get the funds to essentially like print and ship, but
Hmm.
everything else is already done.
Hmm.
And that, I think, is just planning, communication.
Hmm.
And I like, I won't say it was a mistake we made because we didn't know that, you know.
Sure.
So I but my thing is that, like, I think just use what you have, use who you have right now,
Hmm.
and just start putting things out there. You
Hmm.
know, if it's if all you can do is make like either like a Substack or put it on your Instagram, just like little posting your panels, every day or something like that, do that, and then
Hmm.
after you do that, after so many days, so many weeks, whatever, you'll have enough, and you'll have a book, you know and then you can figure out, like, hey, like, I have this, but I need the money to get it printed,
Yeah.
so yeah. But none of that matters if you don't actually sit down and finish the book, you know
Right.
you have to finish before you can get on to the next step.
Yeah. I think also you have to be in a certain place to be able to do that,
Hmm.
because like that means you have to do all the work, and your artist, if you're not doing it yourself, you and your artist and the inker, are they called inkers or inkists? They
The inkers,
basically
yeah.
they have to do all the work without getting paid, essentially, you
Hmm.
know, or you're just paying them out of pocket, so you're taking that hit.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, where it's I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's easier for people who already have been doing it for a while because they can move the funds around. Like, okay, this is how much we're doing just for shipping. This is how much is gonna sustain the next one.
Hmm.
The guy who does Lady Mechanica, what's his name?
Got me.
I don't remember. My comics are somewhere.
John
Uh,
Mechanic.
John Mechanic. Yeah, he like his he was with Dark Horse for a while, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. I might be
No,
mistaken.
that sounds about right. Or he distributed it through Dark Horse first,
Oh,
right?
Joe Benitez,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Benitz. I
Hmm.
guess that's how you say it. Yeah, but now I think it's I don't know if he has like if he does Kickstarters or Patreon or whatever, but essentially he does one full graphic novel a year and they do some kind of fundraising thing for it. And then
Hmm.
the proceeds for that as well. But he also does a lot of like exclusive covers. So
Mm.
you can still buy each issue individually as they come out, or you can buy the whole graphic novel. But then you can also spend like instead of I don't know 4.99 comic, you can get the $15 version because it has this limited edition cover that he did, you know,
Ooh,
or he
okay,
has a
okay.
guest artist come in to do a special cover, you know.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool,
That's cool.
you
That
know.
is cool.
Like when they did the Godzilla like stepping on San Antonio cover of whatever Godzilla comic that was, you know.
Yeah,
So things like that. I'm like,
I like it.
red, red. Now we might be giving away the secret sauce here.
Uh-oh.
No.
Is there a superhero power that hasn't been done before?
Oh.
I mean,
I
maybe?
I don't
I always go
know.
for something that's like really like simple. Those are the ones that haven't been done.
Well,
So
like what?
I don't know what you would call it, but like luck, but it's like small luck. So it's like you always get good parking, that kind of luck.
And
Mm,
That's your
that's your
superpower.
that's your superpower.
Oh my god. Lucky, he's just been shot 6 times, but they all hit the vest. You know, like I don't know. I don't
They all
know.
hit my limbs that aren't in non-vital
Oh my
spots.
god.
So I'll be
I
in full
think
traction, but I'll be alive.
I think Jimmy Fallon did a thing where like he had guests like write in their superhero idea,
Hmm.
and someone said their power is to be able to close the gap on the restroom stalls so no one can see you in the mirror. Because otherwise you have that awkward stare and then you just don't talk
Hmm.
about it.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I love that. Yeah.
Very selective, you know, very that power only comes in specific scenarios.
Yeah,
But it's
definitely.
good to have it when you're in that scenario. Wow. Hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, probably. But that's the thing too, like, what uh like what are you doing with the superpower? I think is the more unique thing, you
Yeah, I
know.
think you have to have like a good story, right? Like, what's the
Yeah.
story you're
Yeah.
telling?
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
Peter Parker didn't have to have spider powers to be a good character. You know,
Yeah.
it's still the story of Peter Parker. Um, the last one I'll give because I don't want anyone to steal my ideas, but is a hero who I call Hindsight.
Mhm.
Oh gosh.
He sees the future only after the inciting incident has passed.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's
Hmm.
like, well, it's too late, but now I know what's gonna happen.
I mean, they did do that in South Park. They did have
Did
Captain
they?
Hindsight. Yeah, Captain Hindsight.
Oh,
Oh no.
Well, I'm glad you bring it up now. I'll strike it from the list. He won't be showing up in my comic.
Oh
Sorry, man.
man.
Hey, that doesn't mean you can't do it differently, you
But
know?
again, that just shows it's all been done before. Captain Hindsight's.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to rain on your
No,
parade
you
like
saved
that.
me. I would have faced a lawsuit, from the South Park guys.
Or worse, you would have like it's legally distinct enough to where they won't sue, but you'll have people constantly say just like, didn't they do this in South Park? It's like,
Uh-huh. Be
actually,
be
Matt
original.
Stone and Trey Parker already did this in South Park episode blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Is that
yeah,
how they talk?
yeah, yeah.
And then to come
Yeah,
up
if you're
with
if
another
you're typing
hero.
in actually on the internet, that's 100% how you talk.
Okay.
Oh man. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Dad, you ever
Yeah.
have any interest in writing a comic book?
Uh, no.
Oh, okay.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love comic books. I've
Mhm.
always loved comic books. I had a huge collection back in the day.
Hmm.
I love it. Um, then I took an art class.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
okay, I'm out. I'll
Mhm.
buy them. I'm not gonna make one.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea though of telling a story comic book style. You got the panels
Mhm.
and all that kind of stuff, and it moves. You can just do so much. And the way that comic books are uh, drawn and laid out today
Hmm.
are different than when I was growing up. Everybody stayed within the box in each
Mm.
panel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nowadays, there's explosions and they're flying out and all this kind of stuff, and they're not really staying in the box. And it
Hmm.
looks really good. And they don't have any problem doing like a whole page showing some type of action like a massive
Mhm.
explosion or a big group fight or something.
Hmm.
When I was coming up, there was no, you had to stay within the little box.
Hmm.
So
Man.
I do like that. Uh, but I did have I had thought about doing like a little, like a little kid's book, something bilingual.
Hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say it here and give it away. And
What's the name of it? What kind of
somebody else,
characters are
somebody else
there?
makes a
Mm-hmm.
small fortune off of it.
Yeah.
But I had thought about that. But
Hmm.
it's kind of the same thing that you're talking about.
Mm.
Uh, okay, who's going to write it? Who's going to draw it? You know, how's it get marketed? All that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And it's like it's so in my mind, it's a simple idea. I have this story already laid out in my mind, but I can't draw.
Hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now automatically I'm bringing somebody else in. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I don't know unless I could dictate to AI what I want you to draw.
Mm.
I mean, that is kind of the thing that like you sort of can,
Yeah.
with AI, but it's not
That's
it
not art.
yeah, yeah, that's not art. And I'm sorry if you dictate what you want to AI and then it comes out and you're like, this is exactly how I imagined it in my brain. On some level, I'm like, you're lying. You're either
Yeah.
lying
Yeah.
or you're
Yeah,
defunct of imagination to begin with. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I think you just need to write it first.
yeah.
But you do need to have an idea of what the art is, whether it's
Hmm.
comic books or kids books, because you have to like know the layout.
Hmm.
But then I also think you also need to give the artist enough leeway to kind of do what they want, you
Oh
know,
yeah, yeah, for
and
sure.
like that might change things. And then how do you change your script to fit like their vision, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. That's one thing like I find fascinating about like comic book scripts. Uh, is the visual elements to it. In a way, it's kind of like a film script, except I think it's a little more constrictive because you can only put X amount on a page,
Mm,
you know, and you have to be very specific of like how many little panels you have per page, things
yeah.
like that. Whereas where a film, you could just write the scene, and you just write what is seen on screen, and then you write the dialogue, stuff like that.
Hmm.
But to actually kind of having to almost like constrain your vision, you have to like cut it down and edit it as you're writing, because there's some film
Hmm.
scripts where you're just like you're going to go into detail, like, okay, so and so's going to throw a punch here, this is going to happen here, blah 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 is going to blow, and then there's other where it's just like insert action scene, these are the
Yeah.
basic things that have to happen, you
Yeah.
know uh but whereas as a comic book, you need to go in knowing what you want.
Hmm.
um you could say the artist is kind of like a lot of the martial arts films. A lot of them, they don't really know what the action scene is going to be. That's why you
Mm.
you might have some bullet points like, okay, at one point I want the guy to almost get his face smashed into like a table saw, and he has to reach for the button to turn it off.
Hmm.
Oh, that's drama, that's epic. you
Hmm.
know so that could be all they have written
Hmm.
on the page.
Jackie
And
Chan
then
fights a gang in a warehouse full of,
mhm, mhm.
furniture and appliances. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. We'll build it from there. Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting. I'm glad you mentioned Jackie Chan too, because I'm really curious what those scripts look like. Because
Hmm.
a lot of those guys, the classic artists, martial arts teams for films,
Hmm.
they're notorious for making it up on the spot
Yeah.
because they don't know what the set exactly looks like.
Hmm.
So once they get in the set and then they feel it out, then they're like, okay, let's try this and this. It's like, in a way, the ultimate form of like improvisation. It's like, oh man,
In a way,
I,
yeah.
I
And
love it.
especially because like they would get into the space and then they would take so long like building the fight, and as they build the fight they're rehearsing and they're going step by step and step by step, so
Yeah.
then it's like you could take half a day to construct the fight, and then okay, now the rest of the day we're gonna shoot,
Hmm.
however many takes it takes, and especially like those, I know that those, the Hong Kong like action films, like it really is like, well, one, it really helps that a lot of the directors were also martial artists,
Yes.
so they know what it takes, and they know, it's like, okay, we're going to construct it this way, we're going to do this and that. But then when you get the transfer over into America for some of them, like Jackie Chan, he practically builds all the fights for all the Rush Hour movies,
Hmm.
so he just has somebody else shooting like the regular scenes, the non-action scenes. And then, oh, hey, the director's kind of being a douche and is not really paying attention on set. Cool. Stunt team, talk to me. We're doing this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a
So
lot of films that are like that where you have someone else directing the action,
yeah,
or
I think
even,
most of them are like that.
yeah, or even like you have Christopher Nolan, he's over in his tent directing what's on the screen,
Mhm.
but he's
Not
kind of
sitting down.
he's deferring to like the head stunt guy. That's
Yeah.
the guy who's going to call action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, interesting. And
Hmm.
unfortunately, I've never written a comic before, but I feel like there's really no way to improvise, you know. Um,
Well, well, I'm gonna rebuff on that, and I'm gonna say that like, uh I'm gonna say it's like it's kind of the opposite, you know because I think especially like in thinking of single terms of like, you're the writer, so it's all about executing, the writer vision,
mhm.
like with a film script, or like a play, it's like it's all about what's in the script. When it comes to comics, a lot of it is collaboration between the writer and the artist. That's why there's
Mhm.
not really a a specific, use this type of script format for your comic script,
Mm,
and
hmm.
this is the one, this is the only one, this is the standard issue one across the industry. It's like there isn't one.
Yeah.
um I had it years ago, and I don't know if I still have it anymore, but in an old Wizard magazine, they had, and I think I've talked about this a lot on the podcast too, but they had uh, um, they had like an editorial where they were talking to different writers and artists for different, DC or Marvel. I think it was actually Marvel comics, for different Marvel comics, and how they did their scripts. And
Hmm.
like, hey, like, fans want to know, people want to know, what do these things look like? What are you including? And you could see a clear difference of like, oh, here's one that's like panel by panel. We're like here's this and that. We're gonna do this dialogue, so we have to make sure the word bubble, like we have enough space, blah blah blah. You can see the one where it's like, okay, the writer is really like giving a lot of visual description for the artist. And then you
Mm.
can see others where it's like it's a line of like Captain America sits in a chair while talking to Black Widow, who's across the room, and that's it. Then it's the
Mm.
dialogue, and then we cut to the next panel of like now it's a close up on Natasha or something like that. And so it's very interesting because then you can see that like, okay, they're building this out, because then they're like, obviously in terms of like, well, how long is it going to take them to make this? What's their budget? Like when are their deadlines? Like you have to keep
Yeah.
those in mind. But with something that is a little more sparse, I think you can imagine like, okay, they have a bigger budget. Maybe they have a wider deadline. So we don't
Mm.
need the book, in 2 months. You have 5 months to get the book done, something like that. So
Hmm.
you can improvise, you can go
Mm.
through the different variations, you can talk about this. The one that really like psyched me out was Alan Moore, his
Hmm.
script, his comic scripts for Watchmen, because they show the first page, and I think the first page is only like 4 panels, and it's like it's kind of like a crane shot, like we're craning up, into the skyline from the street. uh his first his first page of his script is literally a wall of text describing that very first panel.
Mm.
And it's the very first panel of like of the smiley face button that has the blood stain on it.
Hmm.
uh and his whole description is just that, where he's kind of going in sort of like here's sort of the color palette, uh here's like the how the light needs to shine onto the thing, and for somebody like Alan Moore, who when he was writing was a big time writer, I think there was a little more leeway, like, hey, like, yeah, whatever Alan wants to do, you know
Hmm.
but it also speaks to like how intricate he wanted the comic to be. And then you see what the artist Dave Gibbons is able to do, and it's like, oh well, this is why they're working together, because Gibbons is able to like take that huge chunk of text and condense it into, yeah, here's the color, like this is what this looks like, this is this, and there you go,
Yeah.
and do that. So yeah, it's
Mm.
so it restrictive is a very interesting way to like think about it. My thinking is that like, uh unlike what we've been told or what we've been shown from a lot of like comic book movies, especially like from like the mid 2000s, comic books are not just screenplay or not just storyboards.
Mm.
They
Hmm.
are an art form that have their own language, that have a way that they flow. I
Yeah.
was just looking at what was it, the Spider-Man issue where Gwen Stacy dies,
Hmm.
and when you're looking at it, you're looking at the panels and you're looking at everything, and I'm seeing like, oh, I get why this looks like this, and I get why the word bubbles are placed here. It's to hide, it's kind of to hide the action of Gwen Stacy's neck snapping, because we're in this big climactic battle on top of the
Hmm.
bridge, but we're following the key moments of that fight, but we're following the dialogue. And the way the dialogue bubbles are spaced out, they're spaced out in a way to where we get to that panel of Gwen Stacy being caught by her leg. All you if you're just glancing through because you're so into it reading for the first time, you're like, oh my god, okay, they're on top of the bridge. Uh-huh. They're fighting. Wait, no, she fell. Oh, oh, the web. Oh, it caught her. Okay, great. Whoo. And then Spider-Man picks her up and like, wait, why is he? And then you turn the page and you find out she's dead. You're like, wait, what? And then when you go back, you see you
Mm,
missed it. That lower down beneath the word bubble, if you followed the arc of Gwen's body, you can see the tiny little automatopoeia snap right next to her neck.
mm,
But you missed it the first time because you were just
hmm
so engrossed in the comic. And it's like,
Mm.
how do you
wow.
how do you capture that? How do you capture
Yeah.
that, in a movie, or anything
Hmm.
like that? And that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, these things used to be made for kids, and in many ways they still are made for kids and as entertainment, but that's not to say that there's not an artistry to it.
Sure, of course, and like that's something that's about knowing your medium, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because you can have a moment on film that's just equally as dramatic, and heartbreaking,
Hmm.
but you would have to do it really in a way where it's I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but like you just said, you have to turn the page back and like, oh, I missed it.
Hmm.
You know, like, can you do that in film? Certainly not in a movie theater. If
Yeah.
everything's streaming, you might be able to rewind 10 seconds, and you're like, oh, okay. But yeah, I don't know. And I mean, with everyone on their phone these days, you're probably going to miss it anyway.
They'll describe
So,
it. They'll be like, I caught her. Wait,
yeah, yeah,
but the
yeah.
force of it snapped her neck. Like, oh, kind of is
So,
like a comic now.
but yeah, before we go too much further, into films and stuff, I saw this really good video on Master and Commander, and it
Hmm.
was saying how there's been like a resurgence. Like more and more people, specifically younger men, are like really falling in love with that movie.
Hmm.
And this guy was trying to like talk about like why is that, And even Russell Crowe has said he's surprised how many young fans he's getting of that film. And there's just no re-release, It's just kind of vanished. So like there's nothing in particular that's sparking this new wave of Master and Commander fans.
Hmm.
And so they talk about the different stuff, of the story of being all guys, being a very healthy friendship between the two male leads,
Yeah.
just all these different things. But then he also talks about the way it's filmed, and it's epic. And they were actually on the water. They actually had two life-size vessels that they filmed on. It
Hmm.
was real, and you feels real. Every frame of the movie feels real, and it's all about bringing that world to life. And then he starts talking about the story itself and how these days every film has to reiterate to the audience what's happening, what's going on, and that's a big
Hmm.
Netflix thing. That's a big streaming thing. He's like, Master and Commander, you have no idea. You
Hmm.
get like the history scroll at the beginning, and then you're in it,
Hmm.
and you have to sink or swim. Like you literally don't know what's going on. You just have to watch and go for the ride.
Hmm.
And it's like that's what a lot of people, especially younger audiences now, they're missing because these younger audiences, they never had that stuff growing up.
Hmm.
All the movies they're watching as kids, they're all kind of watered down and very like spoon fed to you now, you
Hmm.
know. So seeing Master and Commander is such a revelation because they're the movie treats its audience with respect and assumes that they're smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, sink or swim. Like you're gonna just If you don't figure it out, you don't figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what's really drawing a lot of these younger audiences to that movie. So, that kind of reminded me of what you're talking about of the comics, and knowing your medium, stuff like that. Dad, do you remember Gwen Stacy dying? Sam, do you know what year that was?
Oh man.
No, 70 something?
I don't know. Gotta
Siri, what year did Gwen Stacy die?
Gwen Stacy died on a dark night in 1973. Amazing Spider-Man number 121, number 122, when the Green Goblin, aka Norman Osborn, hurled her off of the George Washington Bridge.
Spoilers.
This is from Marvel.com.
Thank you. On a dark night in 1973.
Wow.
Wow, was that necessary? No, but thank you, Siri. I appreciated that.
No.
Also
Set the
wrong because it was
scene.
during the day. It was
I-
fully in broad daylight.
Oh, even
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
She meant of the soul. It was a dark night for us. Sam.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, for America. Yeah.
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 Wow. 73, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
How old were you? 14?
14? Yeah.
Wow.
Were you reading Spider-Man at 14?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, so do you I don't know the timeline of a lot of comics. I'm trying to put it together in comparison to your life, Dad. Do you remember big comic events like the death of Gwen Stacy or the death of Superman?
Yes,
Well, I mean,
but
Superman was what, 90s?
Superman was
Yeah,
90s.
yeah.
Yeah. We were
So-
fully born.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't reading comic books by then,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It came out on the news, Superman's dead. What? What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, okay. So the little kid in me, I'll go buy it. What the heck, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But it was a big deal, you know. With Gwen Stacy, like I said, I was 14. I'm reading the thing and it's like, what? You know, it's it's that whole thing about, okay, how kid friendly are the comic books
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
type of thing, and what's their target audience, So it was uh it was sad and it was shocking,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but I got over it the next day, you know.
Yeah.
But my
Dang,
friends,
Dad's
my
hardcore.
hey,
I know.
well, hey, the joys of being a kid,
Yeah.
I remember my friends uh talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, I didn't like that, and
Mhm.
simple things like
Spider-Man
that.
can't lose,
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But in fact, it made him more real, more relatable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because by the time you're 14, unfortunately, you've experienced death, the
Mhm.
grandparents or great grandparents, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, and you're still young, but you're not a little kid either at 14,
Mm-hmm.
And so reading it was surprising, and I remember talking about it in school with my buddies and stuff like that. But we just kind of moved on.
Mm-hmm.
There was no internet. There was no, you know, I,
Yeah.
I doubt seriously it made it to the news or anything. Certainly
Mhm.
not like Superman,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
but
Wow.
yeah, it was
I
it
have
was a time.
I have vague memories of Death of Superman. I
Mhm.
think mostly I remember the aftermath
I remember the
because they
aftermath.
had
Yeah.
all the different versions of Superman trying to take his place. I kind of remember
Mhm.
that, but I do remember Nightfall, where
Night.
Bane breaks
Oh.
Batman's back
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
because there
yes.
was advertisements
Yes.
in every single comic book I was
Mhm.
reading. And then
Mm-hmm.
each one they had the symbol, the bat symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on your what point in the story it was, like what was it? Blood? Like they would cover it with blood.
It was yeah, yeah, because it was like it's like a very like big round bat symbol,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's like it's red, and that at whatever point you're reading, I think it was like bleeding.
Yeah, so like half of the symbol would be covered by blood. But
Hmm.
then by the time you get to the end, it's only like a little piece of it is covered. So
Yeah.
I remember that. So like you kind of know where in the story you are by that
Hmm.
symbol. And that symbol was all over the comic world. I was like, wow.
Very
So
90s, very edgy, you know.
Yeah.
very 90s, yeah. And then
Yeah.
like the
No.
replacement Batman was just they might as well called him John 90s. Like
It's how hardcore he was, you know.
yeah, I was like, wow.
I still have the issue where he fights Bane and
Like,
wins.
oh yeah.
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 Oh man.
Uh
Wild.
Back to Gwen Stacy. Did you know she actually lived in the Mexican editorials that were published in Mexico?
Really?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know like the whole history about this, but you know, it's like so it's kind of like oh okay, like we're making movies and we're
Mhm.
dubbing them, you know, for foreign audiences, for different audiences. We're doing the same thing with books, we're doing the same thing with comics. So there was an editorial that came in, I think that was like, hey, so Gwen Stacy's gonna die in the next issue, and I think the company that was printing them didn't like that. So they just kept her alive and they just like she still lived for like a couple issues and then I think like whenever that storyline ended like I I'm unsure. Please fact check this, but I think like after a couple of issues later they decided to write her out of the comic so that they could then follow the rest of the Marvel line. But yeah,
Wow.
for a couple of issues
What?
Gwen Stacy fully lived.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Mexican Gwen Stacy lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
In
What
my
would
heart.
what would her name be? What's a good? Is there like a Mexican version of Guinevere?
I
I
have
don't
no
I
idea.
don't think so.
Guinevere. Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's
Crazy.
yeah, that's
Comics are
nuts.
crazy. Comics are so cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm looking it up right now. No, there's not really a version.
Yeah.
Probably because it's Celtic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Gwendolyn is in Spanish is sometimes translated to Gwendolina or Endolina.
Endolina. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
interesting.
And then Guinevere of Arthurian fame
Hmm.
is I don't even know how to say this, is sometimes translated to Ginebra? Ginebra. Genebra.
Hmm.
Genebra. I don't know.
Hmm. Okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
Cool.
Better sure fill up the text bubbles real quick.
Yeah.
I know, right? Gwendolyn.
What was that?
Yeah, I'm translating Spanish.
Oh, is that your Spider-Man voice? Your Mexican Spider-Man voice?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
No. See.
Sí, el mundo es spiders, man.
What?
Wow.
Guapo.
This
No.
hurts.
Whoa.
Please stop.
Wow.
How
Please
do you
Wow.
say
stop.
boy in Spanish?
What? Mijo?
No,
Yeah.
no, like when you go to like the men's room, what is it called?
Oh, what do they call it? Not vaquero.
Oh, that'd be cool. The
No,
vaquero room.
Yeah, no.
Cowboy.
Cowboy.
I came to hang my
No,
hat.
I could see it. It's a caballero.
Caballero. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Caballero. La Rana? I don't know. I don't know Spanish.
Don't do it.
Don't do
No, just
El
use translator.
Spider-Man.
Just-
Okay.
El
Just use
Spider-Man.
translator. Jeez.
Oh,
Wow.
I don't know if I have it. Like, I need to update my phone, so like it turned off a lot of my apps.
No,
jeez.
man.
I have to try it another time. Siri, how do you say Spider-Man in Spanish?
Hombre
Hombre.
araña.
What?
Say it again.
Hombre araña?
Hombre
Yeah.
araña.
Oh, she speaks better Spanish than I do.
Wow. The
Spider-Man.
machine speaks better Spanish than you do.
Hombre araña.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Machines don't have tongues that don't roll, so
Mm. Yeah.
I do.
Same.
Your tongues don't roll, huh?
No.
No.
That's
just
kind of a
flap
requirement
around a
to
bit.
speak Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, Dad. I know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that at you.
Well, on that sad, disappointing note. Thank you everyone for joining us for this. I feel like this is kind of a go-to for us when we don't know what to talk about. We usually talk about something comic book or superhero adjacent, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We're comfortable.
Unless we're
comfortable
doing
with it.
slang terms for
Oh.
randomly.
And that's because I had the time to create this game and, I did it this time. So who knows? Maybe we'll do something next week. It might just be Dad and I, or we might just take the week off. So we'll see. But the week after that, I believe we should be watching a movie. What was that movie called, Sam?
Things will be different.
Things will be different.
Hmm.
Crime, maybe a little
Mhm.
sci-fi. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Hindsight could say they would know. Well, thank you for joining us. Dad, thanks for being here. We
Oh,
need to
it
have
was
you
fun.
on more often. I do have movies on my list that I am interested in having you watch. So whenever we pull up those movies,
Yeah.
They're gonna have to
Okay.
watch
Where
you back.
Dad?
Okay. I'll have to make popcorn and watch it before.
Like the Guns of Navarone.
Oh,
Ice
man.
Station Zebra.
Oh man.
The
Oh.
Day
Kinda like,
of the Dolphin.
what the hell's that?
What?
Oh, just you wait, Matt. Just
you
you wait.
Oh,
Don't
look
tell
at-
him, Dad. Don't tell him. It's
The
on my
dolphin
list.
of a machine gun.
Not exactly. Not exactly.
Well, like
you-
Master and Commander would have been an interesting one. I
like
don't know how
that
much
one.
we would talk about because we've all seen it multiple times.
I've only seen it once.
What?
Yeah,
Put it on the list.
When we originally rented it from Blockbuster or Hollywood
Blockbuster.
Video. Yeah. Yeah, all those years. And and loved it. Absolutely loved it. But that's it.
I saw it in the theater with friends, and my
Mm.
friends thought it was boring,
Wow.
but they decided to
Oh.
leave. And I'm like, fine.
What?
In the words of Ham the pig, you uncultured swine. No. Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No,
He's the one who
Mr.
said-
Potato
no,
Head says
It's
that.
Potato Head who says it.
Oh god.
Yeah.
In the word, hang on, let me backtrack. In the
Take
words
two.
of Mr. Potato Head, you uncultured swine. He's telling that to Ham.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
why he calls
yeah.
him a swine. Yeah, but then eventually when I did watch it, I was like, wow, this movie's kind of amazing. I love it.
Put it on
And
the
you know
list.
what? And those friends today, they're
Dead.
the ones that are wow.
Like the kid in Master Commander who gets the face full of ship wood. Yeah.
Oh, debris? Yeah.
Debris, that's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, debris. Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, those friends are probably the ones that are, part of the resurgence. Saying oh,
Now
man,
watching it.
yeah, the movie,
Yeah.
yeah. After having watched it, they'll be like, man, this movie's great. Why haven't I
But you
seen
know
it?
what I think is really great about that movie? Like, it's not really big on plot. The best parts of it is the characters.
Mhm.
Like,
No.
there's such a bond between the men and between Jack and I forgot the doctor's name, and there's this love there, this camaraderie, this brotherhood, but then also the superstition. And when the crew turns on that one guy, You know,
Ooh,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's the dark side
Mhm.
of that relationship. You know, so like the whole movie is just relationships and boats blowing up. Like that's literally it. You know,
That's all I want. That's all I want out of a movie.
it's basically Fast and Furious.
So,
It's crazy,
Yeah.
thrilling action sequences, and then Dom and Brian just broing out. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
it was.
my.
It's the proto Fast and Furious.
So that's how we got to sell this to Hollywood again.
Yeah.
Be like,
Oh,
Hollywood,
man.
it's Fast and Furious on boats.
Yeah, technically, Proto Fast and Furious is Point Break, but Master
Yeah.
Commander is like the prequel because it was hundreds of years ago
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
and based off a book series.
yeah,
So,
There you go.
yeah.
man, I would love it if they just did that whole like just make it a show.
At this
Right?
point, like,
Yeah,
Why
because
not?
there's like
Yeah.
20
do it.
books,
Yeah.
and Master
Wow.
Commander is like not in the beginning either.
Mm-mm.
That's somewhere
Yeah.
down the middle.
Yeah, because like it starts when Jack is like just the I don't know what you call him, the kid. He's like the kid on the ship. And you
Oh, like
slowly
that
see
far
him-
back?
Yeah, I don't know how
Wow.
young, maybe teenager, but
Wow.
like you see him start rising in the ranks. I could be wrong,
That's
but I'm pretty sure because there was also the Horatio Hornblower series, very similar. But one
Yeah.
of them, I think it's Master Commander though. Like
you got to applaud like older art forms or just like older books, especially because you had what else you got going on? Like you pick up a book, that's the thing you're doing today,
right?
You
Yeah.
like you have your book and
Yeah.
you're just going to read it. And that's
And those
it.
authors who like, I'm gonna write this Master Commander series, one book every year or two, like, and you
Mhm.
have like a series of 20, like, we're
Mhm.
still waiting for book 5
6.
of 6 of Song of Ice and Fire. We're
Mhm.
still waiting, George.
We're still waiting for book 6 and 7,
6
but
and 7, yeah.
yeah.
One of the things I missed about Barnes and Noble, I think specifically the one in Barnes in Hollywood that I worked at, because that was the last store that I was at that had I don't know what you would call them, like the serialized novels. So like every month you had this super thin Western.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like 135 in the series. But
Yeah.
every month or like every 2 to 3 months, this new book would come out, and we'd have these old white men show up to buy their books for like $3-4. And I was like, there may be 100, 200 pages. Like they're so
Mhm.
small. And then there's also like there's the Westerns, and then there's like the action series,
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
one guy who's gonna stand against the military and do what's right by killing all the bad guys. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Jack Stone or whatever his name was. I don't know.
That was how they released the Green Mile. It was all serialized.
Not as exciting. Jeez.
Well, not
I
as
can't
exciting
wait to
for
see
sure.
what they do this month.
I sure hope nothing bad happens to that mouse.
I know. Oh man, that's ridiculous.
Thanks, Steven.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, on that bright note, everyone, thank you for joining us. Let us know what your favorite book series is. Sam and I obviously taking a little break after doing our one episode of Buns and Bullets.
Yeah.
I'm struggling through this book, guys.
Hey, man, reading's a lot. Actually,
had jury
reading's
duty.
hard.
I had jury duty. I was like, okay, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna listen to Gideon the Ninth. Couldn't do it. So I started doing another book, but then like it was such a chaotic day at court. I couldn't do it. Like I had to take my headphones off. I'm like, dude, like this is my one day, to listen to an audiobook.
Yeah.
Because I'm just staring at a wall otherwise. And no, I was more productive staring at a wall.
Dang.
So, yeah. So Buns and Bullets episode 2 is in the pipeline somewhere. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us. Sam, you can find us at #Lost Legacies. I'm trying to remember how we end this episode. I don't remember. Sam has Letterbox somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can get a hold
yeah.
of Dad through us. Email. That's what it is.
Yes.
LostLegasiesPodcast@gmail.com.
In the
Hit us
description
up.
below.
Yeah, let us know what your favorite book series that you're reading is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And until next time, whether in a week or 2 weeks, get lost.
Get lost.